Hello, hello. Welcome to Travel Marketeering Live. I'm Joshua Harrell. Good to have you here live today. Good to have you if you're catching the replay. And a warm hello to everyone listening later on the audio podcast. On podcast platforms, the show is called Travel Marketeering with Joshua Harrell. Search that title wherever you listen and you'll find us there. So, here's the truth today. You just got back from an incredible trip, or maybe you have one coming up and you took great photos, you had meaningful conversations with your clients, your suppliers gave you access that most travelers never get. And then you posted one thing, maybe two, and then you moved on. Meanwhile, other advisors are somehow producing content constantly, showing up everywhere, staying top of mind with people who haven't booked yet, and you're wondering how they do it with the same hours you have. Here's what they know that you might not yet. One great trip is not one piece of content. One great trip is 10 distinct signals, touch points, and opportunities if you know how to see them. By the end of this hour, you're going to have a checklist that turns any single trip, recent or upcoming, into 10 specific content and connection opportunities you can start using this week. How's that sound? If we haven't met yet, as I said earlier, my name is Joshua Harrell, Chief Revenue Officer at WorldVia Travel Network. I've worked in sales, marketing, and service delivery for consumer and business-to-business brands for most of my career. Through our network of independent advisors and my role as the co-chair of the Cruise Lines International Association's Trade Relations Committee, I get the honor of working with and representing over 90,000 travel advisors and agency owners across the globe. Look at me. I'm just saying. And personally, I serve on the board of PATH, the Professional Association of Travel Hosts. So the industry is not just my job, it's genuinely my passion. Before we dive in, three quick things. First, join the Travel Marketeers Facebook group. Search Travel Marketeers on Facebook and request to join. The worksheet for today's show, the one trip to 10 signals checklist, is pinned at the top of the group. Download it now and fill it in live with me, or you can go through the 10 signals later. All right. Second, I want you to subscribe to the WorldVia Travel Network YouTube channel and turn on those notifications so you never miss a live episode. And third, follow at Travel Marketeering and Joshua Harrell on Instagram and TikTok. I think I got all the things out of the way. Let's see. Where is she?
Yeah, girl.
All right. That's our British yeah girl if you're new. All right. Last time we were right here. Let's see. Let me pull this up. Right here in step 3 of the Thriving Travel Advisor Blueprint, and we talked about what happens after you collect a signal. All right. We mapped out 5 emails, a complete nurture sequence that take a potential client from I noticed you exist to I'm ready to book. Today, we stay in step 3, but we go upstream. Before you nurture, you need signals. And today, you're going to learn how to generate 10 of them from the one trip you already took or are about to take. If you're brand new to travel marketeers, that's this community right here. All right. We have a little tradition. We drop TM in the chat as a greeting, a sign of agreement, or just a joyful noise, kind of like an amen. So go ahead and do me a favor, drop a TM in the chat right now so I can see who is in the room today. Now, a little tip, if you are on your company YouTube handle, if you put your name in front, I do like to call you by your name. Sometimes Paradise Travels doesn't land as well when I'm hearing what you got to say. So tell me it's Sarah from Paradise Travels. I don't know. While you're dropping your TM, tell me this. When is the last time you got back from a trip, fam trip, personal trip, client trip, it doesn't matter, and turned it into more than 2 pieces of content? Type yes if you've done it, no if you haven't, or never if the thought didn't even cross your mind. Okay? While you're typing, let me tell you what I see consistently. Um, the advisors go on a fam trip, or if you're new to travel, a familiarization trip to Vietnam. 7 days, incredible food, incredible food markets, a cooking class in Hoi An, Hoi An, Oi An. I have never been to Vietnam, and when I pulled that example, I was like, "You know what? I am gonna butcher it," and I surely did. So all my Vietnamese friends, sorry, I think it's Hoi An or Oi An. And then a sunset on Ha Long Bay. Hope I got that right. And they post one photo on Instagram with a short caption. That is it. Or they plan a multi-gen trip to Banff for a family of 9, 3 generations, 4 rooms at the Fairmont Banff Springs, a private wildlife tour, and after the trip, they send the clients a thank you email and move on. What got created? One email, one Instagram post, and a fading memory. Now, contrast that with an advisor who understands signal multiplication. Same Vietnam trip, same Banff multi-gen, but they walk out with 10 distinct touch points built before they've even unpacked. That is what we're building today. So I'm going to pop over to the chat. Let's see what's cooking over there. I can hear you in my ear, those of you joining in. And don't judge me on my mispronunciation of Vietnamese locations and cities. Sorry. Katie, good to see you. TM. Erica, WorldVia, TM, and happy Saturday, friends. Erica is coming to you from Atlanta. She's at HQ right now. Thank you for joining us here, Erica. Let's see, Shimmer and Shore Travel, which is Rachel. I saw Rachel at the end. Good afternoon, TM. Good TM right back at you, Rachel. All right, let's see. Serena, TM from Arizona. Good to see you. Jennifer said, "Yay, I made one live. Excited about this topic." Me too. Me too. Marissa, TM, good to see you. Jennifer TM from Dallas, good to see you. Let's see. So, in answering my question, we got Jennifer said yes. Marissa said no, but I'm new. Rachel said, "Not yet. I'm still a baby agent." Oh, little baby agent. Taking a few trips soon to use for content. Fantastic. Um, let's see. Dana, TM. Yes, I have done several from my DCL trip in May. Fantastic. Jennifer said, "I'm taking a trip to Italy with Colette this fall." That's going to be great. I want to feature both Italy and all its stops plus tour travel. It will be the first of both. My problem is posting on the go and staying organized with photos and videos. How to do that on the go? You know what? I'm going to pause and I'm going to say something that many of you have heard before. But Jennifer, contrary to common belief, you are not a roving reporter that needs to get everything out there the moment it's happening. Okay. That is not your job. You do not have to worry about that. All right. The getting organized with your photos and videos, that's really important. So, take a few photos, stop every so often, or wherever you stop on your trip. Take a few photos, take about 10 seconds of video, and then write in your notes app something about that, timestamp it with, this is what's going on right now, or this is where I am, or learn how to pronounce the city I'm in. I don't know, whatever it is, right? You can do this when you get back. You can do it when you get back. Do not stress about that. I think too many people worry about being in real time. So don't worry about that. Serena said, last trip in April 2026 with family to the Netherlands. Yes, I did videos, photos on Facebook and Instagram. And today we're going to talk about so much more. Let's see. Bill from Arizona said, on last cruise, maybe got 5 touch points out of it. All right, Bill, we're going to talk about how you can get way more. So what you're telling me right now is exactly why this episode exists. And it tells me you are ready to change that pattern. So let's get into it. All right. Here is the framework we're working with today. Okay. I call it the 1 trip to 10 signals system. Little side note, travel marketeering is all about systems because you that's how you're able to stay on top of things as a travel entrepreneur. It can't be art, it can't be magic. It has to be systems. So you're in the right place if you want to create systems that you can keep operating while you're doing the thing that you love. And that is working with your clients and having a business around travel. All right. So, this system, 1 trip, 10 distinct signals, and 0 new travel required. So I want to walk you through all 10. And as I name each one, I want you to pull out your checklist and start thinking about a real trip, your last fam, a client trip you just got back from, a personal vacation, or a trip on your calendar coming up in the next 90 days. This works forward and backward in time. So let's go through all 10. If you're ready, I want a TM and here's some fireworks. Yay! All right. Okay, so signal number 1 is the pre-trip teaser post. This is a single social post, Facebook, Instagram, it doesn't matter. It says, I'm heading somewhere incredible this week. Watch this space. Okay. It does not have to be a big reveal. It just creates a pattern of anticipation. When I was working with a group of advisors who did this for an Iceland ring road trip, even a simple "I leave in 4 days" post generated more comments than anything else they had posted that month. So why? Because people are curious. They want to know where you're going. And that curiosity is a signal. It tells you who in your audience is interested in that type of travel before you've even walked out the door. Think about that, right? So I want you to fill in Signal one on your checklist. What's the one line teaser you would post before this trip? Okay. Again, we can go forward and backward on this. So it can be something coming up or it could be something you've already done, right? I just want you thinking about the trip. So, what's that one line teaser you would post before this trip? All right. Signal number two, the pre trip story carousel. I love the word carousel and I love that we get to use it for social media. Okay, this is a 3 to 5 image or slide carousel or a series of Instagram stories that goes out the day before or morning of departure. Okay, here's what to include: where you're going and why, one thing most people don't know about this destination, and a question you're going to find the answer to on this trip. Pretty cool. I was on a call with an advisor preparing a Galapagos expedition cruise. This was a 14-day trip with Lindblad, and she did a pre-trip carousel asking her audience, what would you most want to see on a Galapagos island? The wildlife, the geology, or the silence? The engagement was extraordinary. And those comments became her next email sequence. That's a signal. So write down what your 3 slides would be for this trip that we're thinking about. Again, something you've done, something that's coming up, right? What would those 3 slides be? And again, they can be slides. They don't have to be photos. They could be slides, just text on cards, right? All right, so signal number 3, the on-trip live story. So Jennifer, I know I'm contradicting myself here, but think about it. We can still do it after the trip. We can do it all in a batch, right? But this is a single story or reel you create while you're actually there. Okay, so one scene, 30 seconds, raw and real. It does not need to be polished, guys. We're do not overthink this, right? Just raw and real. You at the food market, and you're watching someone fold banh mi at 5 in the morning, right? You on the bow of the seaborne ship watching the Croatian coastline go by. You hiking into the Valley of Five Lakes in Banff while the family behind you is all 3 generations wide. That one clip shot in the moment does something your polished content can't. It proves you were there. And it creates a bookmark in your audience's memory that says, this advisor goes to these places personally. Signal 3 on your checklist, what is one scene you'd capture live? And thinking about this in advance of a trip is super helpful. It's absolutely helpful. I have the best intentions to create content when I travel, but I'll tell you, 9 times out of 10, I'm so exhausted that I rarely get to the content. But if I've made a list and I've said, these are the things you just got to get these things, sometimes I'll make a bet with myself. I'll say, or not a bet, I'll reward myself. I'll say, if you get this done before 1 o'clock, you can spend the whole afternoon just in the bathtub. I don't know. These are the things that these are the conversations I have with myself. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm having a lot of these conversations with myself lately. I'm just saying. Anyway, enough about me. All right, signal number 4, the post-trip photo carousel, okay? This is the main content event from any trip. And most advisors either skip it entirely or do it once and forget. So this is 5 to 8 photos, a storytelling caption, beginning, where I went and who for, middle, the moment I didn't expect, end, what this trip is perfect for and who I'd send there. Okay. A pro tip here, use a tool like Canva or even Adobe Express to keep your carousel visually consistent with your brand. Same font, same layout template every time. Your photos change, your design system stays the same. This is how you build visual brand recognition, even when you're posting inconsistently. But don't overthink it. Done beats I'll work on it every time. Okay. And I'm so guilty of this. I've got all these amazing tools I can use. However, it's oh gosh, I gotta open up that app and then I gotta remember how to do the thing. Well, if that's gonna prevent me from getting that content out there, just do it. Just fly with it. And I bet you'll find that your audience appreciates that even more. Sometimes, and think about it for yourself, sometimes that really slick content you ignore because you feel like it was manufactured. So I want you to have a visual brand. I'm all about the brand, but making sure that you get that content out there. I don't want to put any hurdles in your way. I am a remover of obstacles.
Yeah, girl!
All right. So for the Vietnam culinary adventure, I keep coming back to imagine 5 photos, okay? The cooking class, the floating market at dawn, um, the table set at a farm dinner outside, the final dish, and a portrait of the chef who ran the class, okay? That's a story, and it is a signal to every food-loving traveler in your audience. So signal 4, what are your 5 photos, and what is the one thing you want the caption to say? All right, signal number 5, the trip video reel. Okay, so this is 30 to 60 seconds. Okay, and it's vertical format. I hope my phone isn't dirty. It's vertical format. So one clip per moment. Edit it like a montage. You do not need to speak on camera if you're not comfortable. Text overlays, good music, and 3 to 5 short clips cut together tells the same story. The goal of the reel is not to go viral. The goal is to land in front of one person, just one, who thinks, I want to do that. And I want to do it with someone who actually knows what they're doing. So think about that. Stop thinking about, I need to go viral. Stop thinking about number of likes that I get or I don't get. Just get that one person who says, I want to do that. That is massive. All right, signal 5 on your checklist. What are your 3 to 5 clips? And what is that one text overlay that sells the trip? Don't overcomplicate it. I have a lot of people who ask me, what is the color? What is the font? What are the words that are going to make people just gravitate towards me? And there isn't one. There is that there I can't tap in. Oh, hold on. Let me plug up to my let me dial in my super marketing powers activated. I don't there isn't one. The people who win are the people who show up consistently and they don't try to be anybody else. My friend Erica and teammate Erica, she and I are two very different individuals. Okay? There's some similarities. There are some similarities. But what if she was given a phone and I was given a phone and we had to capture 30 seconds in it's the same destination in the world, what she would post and what I would post would be completely different. And that would be okay because the people who liked her content, that's the content they needed to see. The people who liked my content or were engaged with my content, those are the people that's my tribe, right? And the people who could go either way, well, I'm just saying, there's there's that group too. Trying to be something else or trying to put on something else is never going to fit well. It might look good for a moment, but you can't sustain it. So that caption, that text overlay, what is that one text overlay that sells the trip? It's whatever you feel inspired to write over that caption. I'm going to even give you an example. I was in Stratford upon Avon in England, the home of Shakespeare, or where he lived at least, and a bird crapped on my shoulder. And I mean, it was a lot. I'm telling you, that picture, yes, it was a hot mess. It was not flattering. Yes, I did a miserable face because I was kind of miserable. But people remember that happened to me in this beautiful historic destination in England. They didn't think I got that walking down the street in Manhattan. They they knew that I was on this I was sightseeing and this happened to me. Guess what? I landed my point. You know what? Crap sometimes happens, and sometimes it happens when you're on a trip. I don't know. All right, signal number 6. I need to get back on track. The post-trip testimonial ask. This is an outreach, an email, a text, a WhatsApp sent within 48 hours of your client returning home. It's not a review request. We'll get to that. This is warmer than a review request. It sounds like this. I just wanted to check in and make sure everything landed well and that you're starting to settle back into real life. Was there a moment from this trip that really stood out for you? That answer, whatever they say back, that's your testimonial. The Banff family, the multi-gen family, who tells you that watching grandma see a grizzly bear for the first time in 81 years was the best thing that has ever happened to their family, that is a story you can share with permission for years. For years. Think about just even me saying that, thinking about that 81-year-old woman who had never seen a grizzly bear. I You know what? The fact that the whole family, all these generations, got to experience that, that is something that it was not on the brochure for the trip. That was something that was a surprise. That was a gift, right? So forget everything they saw. That's the memory. That's the memory. So, signal 6, who is the client you'd reach out to, and what is the one question you'd ask? And feel free to use the one I'm giving you, right? Was there something that stood out? What is that one moment? Get them talking. It's conversational. It's conversational. But I'm sure there's going to be a story there. And I guarantee you, if you were my travel advisor, and after every trip I came back from, you said, "So Tell me about it. What happened? Like, what'd you guys do? I'm telling you, there would be, I think it would be a 3-hour conversation because I generally attract a lot of shenanigans. And let me tell you, while those shenanigans are happening, I'm like, "Oh, this is crazy," right? But the shenanigans are the ones that I remember, and they're the ones that really make that memory in my mind. So, signal number 7, the post-trip review ask, okay? This is more of formal version. A Google review, a Facebook recommendation, a Yelp listing if you have one. And here's the key. Make it easy. Send the exact link, tell them exactly what to do. And by exact link, there, and you can look this up for everything, but in particular, Google, for Google Business, you can grab the URL that when you send it to your client, whether it's a text message or an email, it opens right up to them typing in the review because that's so much more convenient to do that, right? So those types of tips and tricks make it easier for someone to do it while they're at a baseball game or on the train into work, right? So yeah, make it as easy as possible. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have to say, click on the link that says write a review. But if you can get that link that will open things up, beautiful. Okay. So here's what you say. It would mean so much to me if you had 2 minutes to leave a review at this link. It helps other travelers find someone they can trust. And then here's the link, okay? That is it. No ask needs to be longer or more complicated than that. I like to this is more my personality, so there's wiggle room here. I like to say, "Please help me find more phenomenal clients like you." So basically, I just did a huge ego boost, and who's not going to do that? Well, you think I'm phenomenal, so I definitely need to leave you a review. So make sure your personality comes through. That is in everything that we ever talk about in travel marketeering, make sure your personality comes through. So, signal 7, do you have a direct review link right now? If not, that's your action item before the show is over. I don't know. You don't have a lot of time, and I want your attention here. But it's the very next thing you're gonna do. Okay. Signal number 8, the post-trip referral ask. Okay. And I want to say something about this one because it makes a lot of advisors uncomfortable. Asking for a referral is not the same as asking for a favor. If your clients had an incredible experience telling their friends and family that there is someone trustworthy who made that happen is genuinely valuable to their people. You are not asking for a handout. You are giving them permission to help the people they love. Try this. If you know anyone who's been dreaming about a trip like this, or honestly, any kind of trip where they just want it done right, I'd be honored to be introduced. A quick text or email from you goes a long way. All right? Mix it up, make it yours. But that is that's the right frame of mind, right? And it's most people are not asking for these types of referrals. So, Signal 8, who are the 2 clients you would send this message to in the next 7 days? All right? Think about that. Do you have somebody? Now, if you are a baby agent, like I can't remember who was in the chat that said she was a baby agent. If you're a baby agent, maybe you don't have that right now. But I'm sure anybody that's watching, listening to this, there was a time, even if they've been doing this for donkey's years, there was a time when they did not ask for referrals. And then there was a time that they started. And I guarantee you, baby agent or not, these they would all tell you the same thing. I wish I had started doing it sooner. I wish it was part of my system. So baby agents, make it part of your system that you ask for a referral. And remember, it's not a handout. It's absolutely not a handout. All right, signal number 9, the blog post or long form content piece. This is your deepest signal. It's not the fastest, but the most durable. Okay. We're looking for a 600 to 800 word post on your website or your email newsletter about this specific trip, why you chose it, what surprised you, who it's perfect for, and what you do differently next time. That it doesn't have to be all sunshine and rainbows. Your discoveries make it authentically you. Okay. So that the Iceland Ring Road advisor I'm thinking of wrote a single blog post called "What Nobody Tells You About Planning an Iceland Ring Road in August." Okay. And that post is still getting organic traffic 2 years later. That one trip, one post later, 2 years worth of leads. So, signal 9 on your checklist. What is the one angle you'd write about for this trip that your ideal client most needs to know? Now, a pro tip here is drop your trip notes, maybe the ones that you were keeping on your phone the whole time, and photos into an AI tool and ask it to help you draft the opening 2 paragraphs of your blog post. You don't have to start from a blank page. Give it the destination, the type of traveler you'd send there, and your 3 biggest takeaways, and let it give you a first draft to react to. It will save you an hour, and for some of us, maybe more. But give it the whole story, right? Give it as much as you can, because when you do that with AI, you're educating it on you. You're making that content more authentically you. So when you get that first draft, it might be a little clunky. There might be some things that it got wrong. But I say this over and over again, and I've written now 4 books and probably hundreds and hundreds of blogs. I am a better editor than I am a writer. And I would imagine so are you. So, signal number 10, the supplier call out or tag. Okay, this one is fast and it builds relationships that pay you back.
Yeah, girl.
When you post your photos, your reel, your carousel, tag the hotel, tag the tour operator, tag the cruise line. Call out your business development manager by name if they helped you make this trip exceptional, right? And that happens a lot. When you've got that relationship can really plus things up a little bit. right? So post on LinkedIn or Instagram. The team at, insert supplier name, absolutely delivered for my clients on this trip. Here's why I keep recommending them. Okay. Why does this even matter? Two reasons. One, the supplier often reposts or shares your content, putting you in front of their audience. Two, it signals to future clients that you have real relationships with the people you recommend. You're not just booking from a catalog, okay? And let's face it, many clients think that's what you do. You don't. That isn't what you do, right? So, especially in LinkedIn, I think you'd be very surprised. There are people who are going to see your content that you're not expecting to see your content there. But those BDMs, those brands, many of them are hungry for that type of attention, that type of social proof, just like you would, right? So a simple tag will, if it becomes a part of your system, it will pay you back. Now, little side note or a shadow note around that is if something bad happens, do not blow up their spot on social media. I I get why some people do that. But when when you do that, it really reflects poorly on you. It's not having the desired effect. So you keep everything on the super up, positive energy. That positive energy you send out comes back to you, right? And be known as that type of advisor. Okay. Signal 10, which supplier or BDM from this trip deserves a public call out this week? I'm going to pause here for a second and talk a little bit about the relationship side of calling out a BDM or somebody on the supplier side that may help you, especially with luxury cruise lines or luxury products in general, right? This is not high volume stuff. So if you have a client that's kind of interested, my friend Wendy over at Azamara said the thing that she hates hearing when she meets advisors at events or whatever is when she hears for the first time from them that they almost had somebody travel on Azamara. Almost. Because she said to me emphatically, if somebody's got the client, me and my team will help them. It could be jumping on a phone call with the advisor and the client. It could be just giving the advisor a little more background information or some of the things that maybe go beyond the website and the marketing materials. It could be something that maybe she's got some magic tricks that we don't know about, right? But that not tapping her in just gets her every single time. So don't be that because those account managers that they're there to help develop business with you and don't be afraid to tap them in. All right. So now I've talked a lot. I want to take a quick pause and hear from you. All right. So look at your checklist right now. Or even if you don't have the actual checklist in front of you, but you've been taking some notes. All right. How many of the 10 signals do you think you could realistically execute from a single trip in the next 30 days? Okay. Type the number in the chat 1 through 10. All right. We went through 10. I'm pretty proud of myself. I feel like I feel like I was able to get those 10 out. So whatever your answer is, there's no judgment. I just want to know where you're starting. Okay. So while you're thinking about your number, let me show you what this looks like end to end. Okay. Going back to Vietnam here. So, an advisor I know, she specializes in culinary focused travel. She did a fam trip to Vietnam last fall. Okay. 7 days. All right. She came back with 140 photos, 4 videos, a paper notebook full of notes, and zero idea what to do with any of it. We went through the 10 signals together, and here's what she built in 30 days. Okay. A pre-trip teaser post she had actually drafted before leaving. She just forgot to hit send. So we sent it late. There is no social media police that's going to come and get you for that. So, good for her. She prepared it. She gets some demerits for not actually sending it, but who's keeping score? Okay. A photo carousel with a storytelling caption posted week 1 after returning from this trip. Okay. A short reel, 38 seconds, posted week 1. Uh, 2 testimonial asks she sent to recent clients within 48 hours of their return trip from an unrelated trip. Okay. She's just going through the process of these 10 signals. Okay. So she got those asks out there. One review link sent to a client who had asked her, "How do I leave you a review?" 6 months ago, and I mean, she never followed up. I, some of us very hungry for reviews would be like, "Whoa, what's going on?" Right? It was something, it got lost in the inbox, it got lost in the to-do list. Um, so we also got a blog post, what every foodie needs to know before planning a Vietnam trip, which she turned that one into an email to her list. Please, that's perfect. If I'm going to create a blog, it is definitely going on my email. I don't have to think about 2 different things. Those are gonna do 2 di th those are 2 different, not 2 different audiences necessarily, but one has an immediate payoff to my audience that I know, that have signed up for my email list, and another is going to help me find future clients. So, do them both. Repurpose. It's a beautiful thing. Now, we also did a call out to her Vietnamese specialist DMC partner. That was a part of the whole fam experience. Okay. And through this process, we did a referral ask to her 3 most loyal past clients. Okay. That is 8 of the 10 signals from one trip she had already taken, right? I mean, I know we stretched it and reached out to people who were in her database or people had emailed, but just going through these 10 signals helped her. So nothing new had to happen for those signals to exist. They were waiting for her to see them. All right. So let me pop over to the chat. I've been banging on long enough. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy. Wasn't that from Wicked? I'm sure it was. All right, so let's see here. Wow, lots of chat going on. I might have to skip around, guys, here. Um, let's see. This is always the fun part, me trying to catch up when it's been all over the place. Okay, let's see here. Leslie, she said, "I like the word carousel too. Hee haw gang." All right, Leslie, you know me too well. Let's see. Erica said, "Ooh, love though what you're going to find out." I'm going to discover the best tapas in Barcelona. So yes, Erica and I are going to be traveling on our diamond voyage in November, I think it is. So yes, we might need to put this to a test. We might need to put this. And Erica said, "Done beats. I'll work on it every time, 100%." Love that. Love that. Let's see here. Um, let's see. Hi, everyone. I'm Jamie from Palm Springs. Happy traveling. Thank you for joining us, Jamie. And Erica said, TM, a referral is not a favor. Most definitely. Jennifer said, how do I prioritize which space to have clients leave a review? For me, it's been Agent Profiler on travelleaders.com and now Google that I'm verified. Thinking I need to add Facebook too. Jennifer, um, that's a great question. And I'm going to stop a beat on this one for a moment because I think it's important to have a mixture. So spread that love around. Um, Google is definitely something from a search engine perspective. Being able to see reviews there, really, really helpful. On travelleaders.com with Agent Profiler, having your reviews add up, that's a part of the algorithm to make sure that you get discovered. So I definitely want them there. And for when there are reviews on Facebook, not only would I find them in Facebook, but when I search your business, whenever I do any kind of credibility search, I'm going to see that Google review. I'm going to see your agent profile. I'm going to see your website, and then I'm also going to see a review on Facebook. So all of it signals, wow, this is not somebody who's hiding, right? So I would spread it around. But I also know that on Agent Profiler, your reviews do contribute to you getting more people to see your profile and add to your super agent status and all of that. So spread it around, prioritize, where you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck on the immediate. But I would love to see you have reviews in all three places. So I hope that answers that question. Let's see. And Jennifer's got another question. Jennifer, is this going to be the Jennifer and Joshua show here? So question, I have a business profile on Facebook and Instagram, but my followers are low. Would you recommend posting on your personal Facebook and Instagram pages too? These posts? Okay. Yes, I know what you're saying. I actually, Erica was in town for our accelerator. It's a week-long training class that we do for new advisors or advisors who are looking for a refresh. And I got asked this question, which is better, a business page or your personal socials? And my honest advice for anybody who is getting started or is having a little rethink around the reality of trying to keep content in both spaces. When you're just getting started, it's probably just you, the solopreneur, and you already have people who follow you. They might be friends, they might be family, but there's an audience that you already have reached. You've already collected this audience. I would show up on your personal pages and make sure that everyone in your network knows that you are travel. You are travel. You want them to know who you are. They can be your evangelists, right? I have seen it over and over again. The people who embrace their personal socials to make sure that they're known for travel, they get there a little faster. Because think about it, you're trying to bring this business page to life from nowhere, right? And it's going to take some time. So I think posting in both places is absolutely fine. I would just think about the audience. Your business page is got an unknown audience, right? People who will follow you, people who you want to show up as that business entity. On your personal page, share the same content, but make sure it reflects who you are. If my Aunt Nancy saw a post that was speaking all business on my personal Facebook, that's not that's not who I am to my Aunt Nancy. So make sure you put the Jennifer touch on it to make sure that people know it's you, and believe me, your friends and family, they will be your evangelists, but I wonder how many of them even know that this is what you're doing. Do they know that you are travel? That's a mission right there. All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna wrap up this chat here. You guys got a lot going on here. Uh, So Lisa, love seeing you, Lisa. Great tips. Thank you. I love it. This is her first time. Thank you, Lisa. All right, we've got so many people here. Let's see. Leslie, I'm gonna hit this before I go. I've struggled with getting verified on Google. Well, let me tell you, Leslie, you are not the only one. From the chief travel marketeer himself, I'll tell you that uh, I am struggling to get our office verified on Google. We were verified, and then they wanted a video, and I had to get out to the street. I had to take a video from the street. I had to walk in. I had to show people at their desk. It was a terribly awkward day for anybody in our office. And every single time that went to submit, the app failed. So you're talking to somebody who's unverified on Google right now. So uh, I I want you to get verified on Google. Don't give up. I've heard from many advisors that they have to go through and contact support, and they have to do all the things. So just so you know, this week I'm going to be in our office, and I'm going to try this video thing again because it is definitely a thorn in my side. Google, I need your help here. All right. Let's get tucked back into this. You know what? I can really go. But you know what? I want to ask before we go, right? And thank you guys for chatting and chatting with each other. I love seeing it over here. Before we go, I want to ask you one more thing. Based on everything we covered today, what is the one signal you are committing to activate in the next 7 days? Just one. Type it in the chat. It could be a photo carousel, a testimonial ask, a supplier call out, whatever feels most doable right now. While you're thinking and typing, let me put one more idea in your head. The 10 signals we covered today are not random. They are designed to move through 3 phases. Signals 1 through 5 are about visibility. You were there. You experienced this. Here is proof. Signals 6 through 8 are about trust activation. Your happy clients becoming your marketing. Signals 9 and 10 are about durability, content, and relationships that work for you long after the trip is over. Most advisors live almost entirely in the visibility signals, the posts and the photos, and leave 6 through 10 on the table. The advisors who are consistently busy, they work all 3 phases. And now you have the checklist to do the same. All right, let me pop over to the chat here and see what you guys had to say. Um, let's see. Leslie said, reworking my referral process. Love it. Let's see. Rachel, step 1, teaser post. I got this.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, girl, you do. Love it, love it, love it. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what makes Saturdays for me so wonderful. I love hearing those commitments from you two, and hold yourself to them. And everybody who was thinking about something and didn't put it in the chat, hold yourself to those, okay? Let's make that, okay? Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. So let's lay in the plane here. Number one great trip generates 10 distinct signals, and you don't need another trip before you start. Number two, signals flow through three phases: visibility, those posts and photos; trust activation, the testimonials, reviews, referrals; and durability, long form content, and supplier relationships. Number three, the fastest win is also the most missed: the post trip testimonial ask, sent within 48 hours of your client getting home. Number four, your checklist is your tool. One trip, one column, 10 rows. Fill it in, and you have your content plan for the next 30 days. Number five, you don't need to execute all 10 every time. Pick the three that feel most doable from the next trip on your calendar and build from there. Grab the one trip to 10 signals checklist from the pin post in the Travel Marketeers Facebook group. While you're there, you can also grab your copy of the Thriving Travel Advisor Blueprint, the 5-step framework behind every episode of the show. I want you to follow Travel Marketeering on Instagram and TikTok. I want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn on those notifications. We'll continue the reviews and referrals conversation next time, because there is a lot more that just to say about what your past clients can do for you, and we're going to get into all of it. Make sure you're subscribed, and you'll catch the next step. Okay? I'm Joshua Harrell. This has been Travel Marketeering Live. Go turn one trip into 10 signals. I'll see you real soon.